This will be a quick one. I had a student ask me once. They had they were time stamping a field basically, and they wanted to be able to round that timestamp to the nearest 15 minutes. In other words, the nearest quarter of an hour. So obviously, if it was like 3:01, they wanted to make it 3 o'clock. But if it was 3:14, they wanted to make it 3:15. And it's actually not that difficult to do. And I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on this one because I think it's pretty straightforward. But here's their table. They had a date and then a time that they were tracking, and it's the time that they wanted to be able to round it. At least they didn't want to change the values in the database. They wanted to actually have the correct time, but then when they reported it, they wanted to report it out to the nearest 15-minute mark. And so to do that, I basically create. Now, I got two different ways of doing it here. One's in a query, and this is the query, and it's got all the fields of the table. But then it's got this one, this derived field, where I have this interesting expression to round the time. And what you do is use the time serial function, and then in terms of hours, and then rounded that to 15 by doing this little operation here, and then truncating off any decimals that may come in. Sometimes there's a little bit of a round off error, so that truncates them off, and it always comes out correct. So that's the expression basically to do it. And if I run this right now, you'll see how that worked. So 1533 came out at 1530, but 919 came out at 915. Let's see, where's one that's kind of closer here. 1043 came out to 1045. So it either rounded up or down based on which quarter of an hour it was closest to. Now, another way to do that, obviously, is to have a derived control on a report, and I did that here, where I have this rounded time, and I basically just put that entire same expression in here, but referencing the field, this field right here, time. If I look at that and I open it up, it's got a name DTM test time. I know I should probably make that CTB, but that's okay. And then we've got the same expression basically. Okay. And if I open up that, I should open that up. Open that up and you'll see, go through it, rounds it up or down depending on where it's at. Did some that were exact just to make sure it worked exactly too. Yep. So pretty nice, pretty straightforward. And if you need to do anything like that, if you're doing like a check-in or check-out of somebody that you're providing service to, and you want to have it go to the nearest quarter of hour or half hour or full hour, you could do that by manipulating that minutes to 15, 30, 60, whatever you need it to be. So that's a nice quick one. And I know time stamping and date stamping are something that people do quite a bit, and I'll talk about that a little bit in one of these other ones that I do.